A big moment in the game for me might have been when, in the very last challenge, when I had, the boat's rope was in my teeth and I was pulling it to shore, and it was, a swimming challenge. It was something that I cherished, something that I'm great at, and this new try that I was proving myself to, and to be able to give ourselves such a big lead, and then the big, huge downfall of having it turned, Caesar style upon me, that they threw the immunity challenge. That was a really big moment, both in glory and sadness. I don't think that PG and Jamie, have that much of a heart to worry about how hard that I tried. It's in this game. It's so difficult, and you have to keep your emotions in check, and you have to keep, people that you like, in check. It's simply a game of numbers. In the Switch, I certainly wasn't appreciated by the new tribe. John Hu had numbers, and they had played a strategy game, and they took me out by throwing an immunity challenge. So they didn't see really. They saw me more as a threat than they ever did as an advantage. It makes it a lot easier to be seen as a threat, to see as being targeted, as someone that would be effective down the line. When PG said that in Tribal Council, when PG said that they're going to take out the most important threat later on down the line, I thought it was going to be James, all the way to the bank. He to me, he would be able to do he would be the immunity hog. I thought James would be able to be the immunity hog if it goes to individual challenges. When the votes came back and it was me, yeah, gee, I had a feather in my cap, but I certainly would want it to be the other way around. Yeah, at the moment when you go up and you look Jeff in the eyes and he's saying that that's it, your light is extinguished, you're done. It's hard, it's surreal, it's hard to come to terms with. You think about, how did I exactly get here? In this very split second, and your thoughts are turned to anger and like hatred for the people that voted you out, and then it takes a long time for you to reflect upon it and realize they were just simply playing a game, and it's no other game. The hardest part of the game for me was trying to wear too many hats, trying to please too many people, not jumping down enough people's throats, trying to play that middle high ground, to where you can get into the later rounds with your friends. And when I became leader, and it was very difficult because not a lot of people were pulling their weight, and not a lot of people knew exactly what to do, So, and then I found fault in myself, that if these people don't know what to do, and I know at least a little bit of something, I can at least teach them, and they can carry it on, and then I don't have to worry about starting fires any longer, and I can be the leader, rather than wear two hats and stress myself out and, wear myself down and be a target in the same way. So, yeah, playing the game of Survivor is a lot like surfing in that, you've chosen this kind of like amazing undertaking to do, to learn something and to, put yourself in an element that you're not really used to. One, you're in the water, and two, you're in, just survival mode. But the highs and the lows that come about in both Survivor and surfing, you catch that wave and you realize, after having such a bad day, let's say you had like the worst day surfing ever, but then you catch that one last wave and it's like you pop up out of the water and you're like, yeah, I am a surfer. I remember how to do this and I feel really good, And there's days out there in Survivor where you're just like, this isn't going right and I don't feel good. But then the next day the challenge comes and you're the one who wins it for your tribe, and you're on that high and you're like, this is the reason I signed up for it. Yeah, I've paddled into quite a few waves that I wish I wouldn't have, and I've gone over plenty of the falls, and I take my share of wipeouts. Yeah. You know what? I pushed myself for 15 days. It was really, really hard. No food and no water, and that was really an intriguing, appealing thing for me to do, to see how people survive like that, and what exactly is going to happen to you when you actually go through it. And, to have a crew of people, that make these amazing challenges that I get to partake, you know, and feel like this kind of like this warrior, this Swiss Family Robinson kind of a crusade. It was just amazing. It's cool.